Hi, and congratulations on completing week 7 and making it, oops, that just shook a little bit, making it to the final week. Week 8 is theology and historiography. We're trying to put together each of the aspects that we studied this semester. As you can see by the background, I'm back in Antigua and will be here for the remainder of the course. All right, so our goals for week 8, and before I get into week 8, let me just mention week 7 went really well. Lots and lots of 100s. I think that the Turabian formatting is getting much better. Some great posts. A couple needed a little more work, and there were some deductions for that. But the vast majority of the class is really making some great headway, and at least, I don't know if you're learning a lot, I hope you are, but from a standpoint of your ability to express what you've read and learned, it's coming along really well. So in our last week, week 8, you're to analyze an academic publication examining the importance of historiography for Christian theology, 2, to summarize the theological or ministry significance of historiography, and then finally to reflect upon one's learning in the course and integrate this learning with other courses. So really, this is the week to bring it together. You're going to use some of your skills with an outside academic publication. Then you're going to look at why is this learning of historiography and the genre of historiography important to our ministry or theology. And then finally, to apply what you've learned. We have a couple assignments and a discussion post again this week. So first is a Cole evaluation. Write a 3-page-ish paper evaluating Graham Cole's article, The Perils of a Historyless Systematic Theology. What are the perils of a historyless systematic theology? So the first part of this paper is to outline and tell me what Graham is arguing, and then what are the strengths and weaknesses of Cole's argument. To be able to do that, it's important to interact with other outside research that might critique or differ from Graham in the way they believe historiography should be understood. So this is a paper that should have, to me, 3 or 4 parts. The first part is a summary of Cole's article. Second part is a compare and contrast analysis of the strengths and weaknesses. And then finally, your own conclusion on what you believe is the right answer. Of course, to these 3, we should add an introduction and a conclusion, as we do with all papers. All right, so now 8.2 is more of a reflection paper. Much of the Bible is history. The importance of knowing how to defend, interpret, and apply biblical history cannot be understated. Anyway, in a reflection paper, describe some of the key lessons you have learned in this course and integrate them with other areas of ministry and Bible study, such as theology, ethics, hermeneutics, homiletics, and spiritual growth. So in this paper, what you're doing is, it is more interpretation on your part, but as always, anytime we reflect, we are reflecting based upon evidence, and that evidence comes from outside reading and Bible engagement. So as you look at this, it is not just what do I think, it is what do I think based upon my informed opinion. Start by reading over the course objectives. So in other words, what have you achieved this semester? How does this learning complement or strengthen other objectives in your courses or programs? So by this on the reflection paper, to me, an A+ paper is going to reflect upon some other courses, assuming you've been in other courses, and how does what you've learned this semester compare or contrast to what you've learned before. Your paper should be about 2 pages. Since this is a personal reflection, all right, so I forgot about this part that we had said that you do not have to use outside resources. So since this is a personal reflection, you do not have to use outside resources. and I will adjust my grading based upon that. I still think it's important to do it, but if you don't do it, I'm not going to count off. Finally, we have a discussion post. Identify your most significant personal takeaway from the book of Ruth. In what ways did studying it minister to you in a lasting way? What are your takeaways from your study of Ruth? Or what lessons did you receive from God's word that you know will remain in your memory? Your initial post, as always, is due on Friday, with continuing engagement over the course of the weekend, concluding on Monday with the end of the course. Don't forget to complete your course evaluations. Those are incredibly important to both me and to Moody, and I appreciate your comments. That's how I try to change the way I teach from semester to semester and grow in my own teaching. Feel free to email me with any questions, call me with any urgent issues. My US number still works down here, and obviously I'm checking email multiple times a day. Thanks for all the hard work this semester. We're on that finish line. Be sure to punch it over, and I look forward to seeing what you come up with this week. Have a great day.